Most frogs run from danger. This one has a secret weapon. That weapon isn't made of metal. It isn't even made of keratin. These are its own bones. But the strangest part of this frog's story isn't how it fights. The strangest part is why it stays. These aren't hairs. They are extensions of skin, rich with blood vessels. Life here is never still. The current is always moving. The stream is more than a home. It is a hunting ground. One small meal can mean one more night of survival. Unlike most hunters, this frog doesn't chase its prey. And in a world ruled by moving water, patient for every meal it finds, something else may be looking for a meal. And this time, the hunter is watching from above. It waited for the perfect moment. But the frog was ready. Above the water, it was exposed. Below it, the stream became its refuge. Tonight, hiding was enough. But the forest will ask again. Night changes everything. For this frog, darkness is hunting time. At night, even the smallest meal matters. Food brings opportunity, but it also brings attention. From above, the frog has nowhere to hide, so it moves. On land, it was exposed. Underwater, it disappears. Even while hiding, its eyes never stop watching. For this frog, the stream is more than water. It is home. Every day, the current tests its strength. And every day, it holds on. To survive here, the frog must constantly find food. It waits until the perfect moment. Then, in less than a second, the meal is gone. Beetles are only part of the menu. Across the forest floor, other small prey can provide the energy it needs. Here, food is never guaranteed. Some prey are worth waiting for. And this time, the reward is much larger. A larger meal means more energy. But every bigger reward comes with greater risk. Finding food is only half the struggle. At night, danger can come from almost anywhere. It has learned one important rule. When the forest suddenly goes quiet, pay attention. Another hunter has entered the stream, and this one searches where the frog feels safest. The frog cannot outrun every predator, so sometimes survival means moving first. Sometimes the safest weapon is not fighting, knowing where the predator cannot follow. Another night has passed. For this small survivor, the forest is already beginning again. Water shapes almost every part of its life. Here, it finds shelter, food, and a place to raise the next generation. But this peaceful stream is not empty. Other males share the same water, and territory can become important. Before a fight begins, there is often a warning. These males are measuring each other. Size can speak louder than sound. The smaller male knows when the odds are no longer in his favor. The contest ends without a fight. For both frogs, avoiding injury may be the smarter victory. Territory is not only about space. For a male, it can also mean access to a mate. Before breeding begins, the male must prove himself. His body becomes the message. For a moment, the danger and competition disappear. Now, the future of the next generation begins. Breeding begins where the water is calm enough. Here, the next generation will have its first chance to survive. Hidden beneath the rock, life has already begun. Each tiny egg carries the possibility of another frog. Now the eggs have a guardian. His next challenge is keeping danger away until they are ready. The eggs are no longer alone. Something has found the nest. He could retreat into the safety of the rocks, but instead, he stays between danger and his young. For now, the nest is safe. But in a rainforest stream, safety never lasts for long. Inside these tiny spheres, a new generation is taking shape. What looks still from outside is already alive within. Time moves quickly inside the nest. While the forest changes above, the embryos quietly prepare for their first journey. Then, after days of waiting, something changes. The first tiny movements signal that the nest is coming alive. After days of development, the moment finally arrives. A new life breaks free and enters a world it has never. From its first moments, the current becomes a challenge. Too weak to fight it, the tiny tadpole must find shelter. Only moments ago, it was protected by the nest. Now, the smallest member of the family faces the forest almost. Growing begins with the smallest meals. At this stage, the young tadpole depends on tiny food sources to build its strength. Growth changes everything. Little by little, the body that once depended on the current begins preparing for life on land. As its body changes, so does its diet. The tiny tadpole is becoming a hunter in its own right. The first successful hunt changes everything. Food is no longer simply something it finds, it is. Those powerful legs are changing its world. The young frog is beginning to leave the water behind. Neither fully aquatic nor fully terrestrial, its world is changing. Every step takes the young frog farther from the life it once knew. Now the young frog takes its first steps onto land. Everything here is new. On land, the menu changes. Now, insects become its new source of energy. Life on land has begun. And every successful hunt makes the young frog stronger. Life away from water brings a new problem. The young frog must stay moist to survive. Moisture is protection. Under the leaves, the young frog finds a cooler, safer refuge. On land, danger comes in smaller forms. Even a tiny hunter can become a serious threat. When danger is this close, movement can give you away. So the safest choice is the danger passes, and the young frog can return to the only thing that matters: survival. Every day brings another small change. With food, shelter, and luck, the young frog grows stronger. High above the forest floor, another hunter is watching. And this time, the young frog has been spotted. When the cover disappears, hesitation can be fatal. The young frog jumps before the predator gets close. The predator searches. For the young frog, disappearing at the right moment is survival. As the frog grows, its body begins to change. Strange hair-like structures start appearing along its skin. They look like hair, but they are not hair. They are unusual skin structures linked to this frog's survival. Every strange feature has a purpose. Together, they help this frog survive one of the world's toughest habitats. The tiny survivor is almost grown. Every dangerous step has brought it closer to adulthood. Now the transformation is complete. The strange features of this frog belong to a fully grown survivor. After surviving the forest, the adult returns to the water. Here, another generation may begin. Just when the cycle begins again, another male arrives, and he wants the same territory. This time, neither male backs away. The territory is worth fighting for. The warning is over. The resident male refuses to surrender his territory. Victory has a price. After the fight, the exhausted male can finally rest. But the danger is not over. Something else is moving toward the nest. Even exhausted, he stays. One last defense keeps the nest alive. The nest has survived. Inside, another generation continues to grow. The young are almost ready, and the guardian finally leaves them behind. Another life begins, and the story starts again. Now it must survive on its own. The forest offers no guarantees. Small does not mean helpless. One precise strike can provide an entire meal. Strange, fragile, and built for survival. This is the hairy frog. From one tiny egg came a survivor, and the forest became its home. One generation ends where another begins. That is the secret of survival. Small in size, but extraordinary in survival. The hairy frog disappears into the forest once again.